What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Sneaker Homegirls podcast. I'm Roszettie Gutierrez.
And I am Maria DiMaggio Hickman. We're two Las Vegas realtors blending real estate, hustle, and sneaker culture all in one place.
If you're into real estate, entrepreneurship, and making big moves, you're in the right spot.
We're breaking down market trends, sharing behind-the-scenes stories, and giving you the game on how to build wealth through real estate.
And of course, we're talking sneakers, culture, and how we stay fresh while handling business.
So hit that like button, subscribe, and let's get into it. This is the Sneaker Homegirls podcast. Welcome to the Sneaker Homegirls podcast.
Hello, hello.
We got a great show for you. If you are somebody who is out there searching for homes or thinking about searching for homes, and you want to know all the secrets on how to win the offer, stay tuned because we're going to give it to you.
All right, let's get into it.
All right.
Okay, Maria, how do we win putting in an offer when I want to buy a home? How do we win?
Number one, first and foremost, let's be for real, pay cash. You're
Yes.
going to win every single time.
Cash money is the best.
Yes, cash is king, especially in Vegas. So obviously, if you are a seller and you're looking at offers and one is cash and one is a 3% down conventional, I don't know. Most people are going to take the cash offer, but along with cash offers usually comes a lower price too. So sometimes sellers will take an offer if it's a lot better, even if it's got a loan. But yes, cash is king.
Cash. People with cash know they have cash. So they don't always want to pay full price.
Yes.
Another way that you can win a offer when you're putting in one is to have an underwritten pre-approval letter when you submit. What does that mean, Maria?
So that basically means, and we do it all the time, is we will submit all the documents that a buyer has given us, and we will send it to our underwriter, and it's called a to be determined underwritten approval, which means at the time that we get an offer, all we basically need is the appraisal, title paperwork, and maybe a few other things. It's a very, very simple, quick close. So if you can present an offer letter like that, along with your a pre-approval letter, along with your offer, sellers are going to be all over it because there's basically no other contingencies. We're done. We get the appraisal, we get the clean title, and we can close on the house.
For example, two offers are submitted, and this offer has a pre-approval letter and this offer does not. If they are offering the same price, but this client is already pre-approved with the lender and this one still has to go through that process, which one would you take?
Exactly. 100%. So much easier. Slam
All right.
dunk.
And another way that you could get a offer accepted is to get a conventional loan. What does that mean, Maria?
So basically, conventional loans versus like an FHA or even a VA, they come with less contingencies needed. FHA, they're a little bit more stringent on the appraisal and the condition of the home. Conventional is a little bit easier when it comes to that. Buyers are typically better credit on conventional versus FHA. VA has like the termite inspection, just little things where if you are an educated seller and you see offers come in and you're at conventional, FHA or VA, and they're all the same offer, you're going to go with the conventional offer. So I would say, if you're on the cusp, and usually like a 680 credit score is on the cusp of do we go FHA, do we go conventional, work a little bit to get your credit score up, try and solidify like a 720, and you can go conventional all day long. So that would be my opinion. And also there is a great first-time home buyer conventional loan that is 3% down, and you also get a discount on the rate and the mortgage insurance. So all day long, try and go conventional.
That's good to know. I think consumers out there probably think there's two loans.
Yeah.
But there's like 2,500 loans plus, per institution. So money ain't free.
Right. You got to pay the price for the money, but there are a lot of options, and so don't feel like you're stuck with just one.
All right. Next on the list, we have another way to win an offer when putting in a purchase agreement on a home is fast closing, especially empty homes. What do you think about like contingencies, since we were talking about conventional loans and cash offers?
Yeah, so I think, a lot of times cash offers, you can forget the contingency on the appraisal, right? Obviously, you're not worried about that if you're paying cash so much. One of the contingencies that I would never, ever dismiss and let go of is your 10-day due diligence period, only because you want to get a home inspection. Now, unless you're a contractor and you are planning on taking the house down to its bones, maybe not a big deal for you. But for the average consumer who's purchasing a home, there are so many things that can be hidden that you have no clue about that can be very expensive to fix. So I would never forego the home inspection. But there are a lot of things that you can do with a shorter closing. Your contingency dates can be shorter, which means that if for something goes wrong, they can put the property back on the market a lot faster. And it's just something that, especially if it's a home that's vacant, get out there, get it sold, and get into it. And you are going to shine, and you're going to be at the favorites, I think.
For example, if you take 2 offers and one is a offer with 30 days to close, meaning that if you're a seller, you get your money in 30 days. And this offer is with a buyer that's ready to close in 2 weeks, and you need to figure out where to move. Which offer do you take?
Absolutely.
And the last way to get your offer accepted when you're putting a purchase agreement in is shorter contingencies, which we kind of talked about a little bit.
Yeah.
When you have your 10-day due diligence and get your home inspection, you want to have time to really decide if this is the home that you want. And it's up to the bank to decide if it's worth the money that you want to spend.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, you can get a home inspection within a couple days. So maybe you make the 10-day due diligence, maybe 8 days. If you are getting an appraisal, you can ask your lender to rush the appraisal if that's something. But you definitely, if you're getting a loan, you have to have an appraisal contingency. So that's not something that you can waive unless you're paying cash for the property. And then we also have the mortgage contingency. And this is where if you do a TBD approval, a to be determined underwritten approval, that's something that typically is about 21 days. But if you have that already, you can shorten that to maybe 14 days. And all of those shorter time frames on the contingencies just make your offer look a lot better and a lot stronger.
I think what's really great to keep in mind is that putting in an offer on a home isn't as complicated as people feel that it is. But what they do is they put an offer, or maybe they have an intent to buy a home, but they haven't met with the lender yet. So that's why meeting with the lender is very helpful, because you already know how strong you need to be when you like a house, especially if there's like 5 other people who like the house as well.
Yes.
And maybe have more money.
Yeah.
So how do you win those?
You got to be equipped when you're going out shopping, and definitely getting your pre-approval letter is the first line of defense to make sure that you're equipped and educated, because you want to go out there shopping as an educated consumer. So.
Yeah. Something that we wanted to talk about a little bit about the market update is that there's only 17 properties in the last week contingent upon sale. And Maria mentioned that because most of them are probably first-time home buyers.
Hopefully. Yes.
Yeah.
Not cash buyers, but hopefully.
We are a big cash-heavy market.
Yes. But yeah, I think that's that's promising to me that more and more people are getting out of the rental pool and they're going out and taking the leap to purchase a home, which when it comes to investing is one of the smartest decisions you can make. So that's kind of cool to me. I love that.
I bought in 2019, and for those who bought in 2018 to 2020, right before COVID hit, it was a pretty good market. Average sales price was like $265 for a single family home. Townhouse was like maybe $160, $150, and now today, a few years later, we're talking different numbers.
Yeah.
So in the last week, there is 1150 new listings, which is good. Summer is here.
Yes.
I watched the Broke Agent Marketing this morning. It says spring is over. So welcome, 100 degrees. Price decreases 1119.
Wow, that goes up every week.
Yeah.
Every week it's going up.
I mean, the market's changed. Rates are not dropping
Right.
at this moment. And you have to decide, are you going to move when it's 120 or are you going to move now?
Yeah. Yep.
Under contract show and no show, we have 700, 818.
That went up too, because last week it was in the 700s. So that's good.
So more people wanting to work with sellers and buyers and figuring out a middle ground to get offers accepted is what I see.
Yep.
We have coming soon, 78. So 78 new listings coming soon. And that's only the ones that are listed as coming soon.
Right.
That
Not everybody does that.
Yeah, not everybody does like the coming soon for that. And then 558 sold.
Okay.
So around the same. It's a little less, but graduation and everything like that. I'm sure that with the holiday, with Memorial Day, people extended a little bit just for that.
Or maybe pre-planned and just didn't have it on that time frame. Yeah, absolutely. I don't know. I mean, it's positive. I will say I'm seeing out there that things are slower. I was just talking to a friend of mine whose parents, their house is listed and it's not selling, and she's getting a little antsy. And I said, here's the thing. Back in the day, even just a year ago, you could list a house and it was going to sell. You didn't have to do much. You could put it on the MLS, you could take some pictures, and the house was going to sell. That's not where we're at anymore. Your agent, your listing agent, has got to get creative and has to start thinking out of the box to get properties to sell. They are sitting longer, and they are doing price reductions. And my suggestion is price it right first, and make sure that you listen to your real estate agent about the different things that need to be done. Make sure it looks good, it's presentable, and that you are doing all the right things to get the buyers in there. And we have here on our team, we have a handful of tricks and tips that we use. So if you aren't feeling it and you're thinking about letting it expire and you're looking for a new agent, I suggest reaching out to our team, because we are really creative, I feel like, when it comes to that stuff.
Yeah, this isn't 2021, 2022, where 50 people are walking through your open house, interest rates are 3%, you got cash buyers throwing their money all over the place. Like, this is a different market. Rates haven't changed, rates haven't gone down, and it's a decision for families to make whether they want to buy or not, which is why it's a positive thing to see more business transacting, because it seems like people are facing the reality of where our market is today.
Yeah.
And it doesn't get impacted by us. Like, we don't depict the market. We just go based off what we're seeing and what we're advising our clients to do in this market, if it makes sense for them to sell right now.
Yeah.
Because I think sometimes you don't need to sell.
Right.
You can keep it.
You can keep it.
You can buy a new one.
Yes.
You just got to make more money.
You just got to get it nice and rented with a good profit, and then go out there and get yourself another one and start building your generational wealth, which is what it's all about, I feel like.
Yeah, I feel that when you buy a home for the first time, and this is something we discussed before about like relocation, it's not just real estate. It's, finding a tax advisor, finding an attorney, finding a, therapist. I don't know, finding whatever you need to find, a primary care physician. Those are the important things that do make a big decision factor of like where you want to live, right? Like for our older clients, they want to be close to a hospital.
Absolutely.
So the homes that are close to a hospital are going up.
Yeah.
So like if you want to buy one close to the hospital, you might want to like have an idea of what the homes are selling for that, right?
Exactly.
Because you're just watching it get more expensive.
And it's not, home prices are not going down here.
No.
They are not. I know like in the Southwest area where we're going to be getting the Hollywood studios, and then not too far we're getting the NBA, and then the MLB's coming. Like these people are, these things are going to drive more people to move here, and the prices are going to continue to go up. So those sitting on the fence and waiting, don't sit on the fence anymore. Get out there, get a realtor, get pre-approved first.
Get pre-approved
and
first.
then secure your house, because you are going to be in a much better position, I feel like, the sooner you buy.
Yeah, and it's interesting because it's a big quote unquote decision to make other than buying a car. It's a lot of money, right? And what do we do with a lot of money? We leverage it, and we make with what's due instead of paying $30,000 in rent.
Yes.
So, I mean, I don't think, rent today, I was talking to Kyle a little bit about this, is that your Gen Z today is looking at 1,800, prices for rents for a one bedroom.
I was going to say that's cheap.
Like 1,800. But when I rented my first apartment, it was $700. And I was like, I don't know. This is a really serious contract. I don't know. Am I going to, is it going to go well? Like, what's going on? But today, it's a lot different.
I don't think you can rent a room for $700 anymore a month. Can you?
Maybe a hostel.
It's crazy.
Just kidding. There are people out there that probably do that, but maybe they're not supposed to be renting it.
That's a whole nother topic for another podcast.
Yeah, for sure. Because I think like your renters right now, they don't want to own because they look at the price and they're like, what is this? But the reality is like, how much is it per month?
Right.
And how much do you make per month? Because you mentioned that you take gross, right?
Yes. Yeah, we approve based on gross, but that's not reality for most people. I mean, you don't get the gross. So you got to make sure the house payment still makes sense to your net, even though you can get it approved for a little bit more.
And I think the adjustment to your out-of-state buyers or your cash buyers, we have no state or no income tax. So when they see the DMV receipt, they're like, what is this? And I'm like, you know who pays for the roads? No one. We do. Sponsors. That's it. But I think Vegas is very community driven. So I really like what is coming to our city. Makes me a little nervous for the people that don't see the reality of how much growth is coming. But just staying educated in that space of, you know, your service workers or, you know, people who are not always, you know, getting the chance to stay educated in that moment.
Yeah.
Just listen to our podcast.
And join our home buying workshops that we do once a month. Those are always great to go to because they're a very no pressure, no sales pitchy kind of thing, but just an educational platform that we provide. So reach out to us. We'll tell you when the next one is.
Yeah, we just get together. We have questions in a group setting. We talk about real estate. If you're a seller, a buyer, first-time home buyer, college student, there's no restriction on who is coming. But you do have to be 18 years old.
I would think.
mean,
you can't
like,
really
that
get
makes
into
sense.
a contract.
Yeah.
Although we do have an 18-year-old realtor on our team.
I mean, if your
now.
parents want to buy, please bring them.
Yes.
We're happy to help because navigating the market is a daily thing.
It is. It changes all the time.
Rates
so.
change hourly.
Yep.
I think some people don't always know that. And for me, I'm super analytical. So they're like, what are rates? And I'm like,
Such a tough question.
7.4. I don't know.
Such a tough
this
question.
very moment.
Yes.
Like, let me look it up. But I think it's helpful to know what you can do for yourself if you're buying home to figure out how you stand out if you don't have a lot of money.
Yeah.
Right? Because I don't think all the time the person with the most money wins.
Right.
It's also the more intent that the person has to be able to perform and purchase the house, right? And making sure that, you know, you actually do have the money that you say you have.
Yeah,
in
that's
your
always
account.
important. Let's get that verified. And then
They will
once it's
catch you.
verified, don't go spend it. Just
Oh
a
my
tip.
gosh. Please, when you are buying a home or if you're thinking about buying a home, okay, say it's January, right? And you're like, I want to buy a home this year. No matter what, we don't buy a car, okay? And if you buy a car, we might not be buying a home, okay? just thoughts because it's a debt to income ratio. So I always, depending on the clients, because some of the clients I have spent a lot of money, I always say anything over $500.
Yeah,
you
that's
know,
pretty safe.
Like a regular spending, right?
Yes.
Like how much do we need this? Like why
Yes.
are we buying 5 of these in 1 week?
Could we just wait until it
Could we
closes?
just save our money for this moment and then when you become a homeowner and you need lights, we're not like, where's all the money? Like and air filters. Oh my gosh, please change your air filters.
We've had this discussion. It's so gross.
And one thing I don't think a lot of homeowners have done or let's say no one reminds them of this or, you know, who knows what the practices of how to be a homeowner. No one buys a book and reads it.
Right.
They don't get their air ducts clean.
Yeah.
That drives me nuts.
Yeah.
That causes fires.
Yeah.
Please if you're in Las Vegas, please get your air ducts clean.
And I
especially
swear
if
in
you're
every
home.
Facebook group, there's somebody advertising that they'll clean your air ducts
Oh,
for you.
really?
Oh, yeah. I get it all the time.
Oh.
Free air duct cleaning, but then there's like a charge. It's like, wait, what happened to the free air duct cleaning?
I mean, it's interesting to think how they know the floor plan so well.
Yeah.
Because walking the new home construction that I have that's closing in a couple months, the standards of building have changed so much.
Have they?
I'm like, wow, this is nice. Like PVC plumbing, wow, sprinklers, wow, like it's really good. My house is old. I'm like, oh, okay. It's just regular 2x4s. Cool.
They're upgrading. I like to see it.
Yes.
That's good. Good. All right. Well, I hope that you guys got a lot out of this podcast. We are so blessed to come here each week and give you information. Please don't hesitate to reach out to us if you're looking to buy or sell a home or need to get pre-approved.
Enjoy your summer. If you don't want to move when it's 120 degrees, let's connect now. And if not, we'll see you on the next one.
Peace out.
That's a wrap for this episode of the Sneaker Homegirls podcast.
We appreciate you tapping in and rocking it with us. Real estate, hustle, and sneakers, that's what we do.
If you got value from this episode, make sure to hit that like, comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to turn on the notification bell so you never miss an episode.
Follow us on Instagram at The Sneaker Homegirls for behind-the-scenes content, market updates, and of course, sneaker drops.
Let us know in the comments what topics you'd like for us to cover next. We love hearing from you.
Until next time, keep hustling, stay fresh, and we'll catch you on the next episode.